Hej alla! I'm just checking that I'm live now, which I think I am. So that should work okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Hej! Anneli here. And have you seen what a lovely, wonderful background I have today? I hope you can see where this is. I hope you recognize the place. It's where I'm from, and it's clearly the best city in Sverige, of course. And Daniel will tell me otherwise. I'm waiting for Daniel to come in, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of the live video anyway. He just got a couple of things to sort out. Basically, he's late. Han är sen. I'm also hoping that I can see any comments that you make during this live video. I really hope so. We have had some problems in the past when we're hooking up Zoom to Facebook Live. We can't see any comments. So I'm hoping I'll be able to see it. But if we don't, then bear with me and we will answer any questions after, because then they tend to pop up questions. So please, still comment on the during the live feed. It might just be that I can't see it in real time. So anyway, hoppas ni mår bra. Hoppas allt är bra. And in this live feed, I was going to talk about something that many Swedish learners struggle with. Okay, this is something that I've talked about before. I actually think I've done even a live video on this, but I'm gonna do another one because it's something that just comes up again and again and again, and that is adverbs of location and direction. So many of you will probably have noticed that we in Swedish, we have two words for home. We have hem and we have hemma. And many people get confused between these two. And it's like, okay, how do I know if I'm going to use hem or if I'm going to use hemma? And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can know that, so that when you speak and when you write, you will know exactly which one to use. And I'm also going to tell you about some other words that we have where we do the same thing. So we got like two versions of the same, well, at least in English, it's just one word, but it follows the same principle. So once you understand the principle of the difference between hem and hemma, then you can just apply the same principle to the other words, and then it will make it easier. I also have a free download with a huge list of these words in these forms. So if it's a location or if it's a direction, I actually even have if it's based on origin as well. And you can download this for free and you can print it out and have it somewhere so you can see it. And that will remind you of which form to use. So I'll put that up as a link so you can just download that little cheat sheet at the end of this. So that should hopefully help you a little bit. By the way, do you know what cheat sheet? It's such a hard. Oh, I can see comments. Hey, Sarah, I've just got a hey from Sarah. Wonderful. I can actually see the comments. That's really great news. Okay. Perfect. Yes, I was just going to say this is just a bit of fun, but do you know what cheat sheet is in Swedish? Because I think it's a lovely word. It is lathund. So I don't know why we say this, but lat is lazy and hund is dog. So when we have these little cheat sheets, we call them lazy dogs. So yes, I'm going to give you a lazy dog, lathund, for this after I've explain this to you. Okay, so hem versus hemma. Okay, so the thing is, like I said, we have adverbs of location, where something is, and we make a distinction in Swedish between if it is somewhere we're going, a direction, or if it's somewhere where we are, a location. Okay, and so for example with hem and hemma, hem is a direction. It's somewhere you're going or coming or traveling or flying or cycling or running. Okay, so you're going to be using verbs with this. So the verb that you use will determine whether it's seen in Swedish as a direction or a location. So if you use kind of travel verbs like åker, reser, which both means traveling, cyklar, cycles, flyger, flying, kör, driving, springer, running, kommer, that's also considered a directional verb, coming, går, in this case walking, and also ringer, phoning, calling. When you're using any of those and you want to say home after that, you have to use hem. Okay? Så jag åker hem, jag reser hem, jag cyklar hem, jag flyger hem, jag kommer hem. Okay, you get the idea. Yeah? So that's why, yeah, so the verb determines that you're going to use hem, because hem is a direction and these verbs, they're kind of indicating a direction too. All right? Whereas if you want to indicate a location, somewhere that you are, or somewhere like a place where you are and you're doing something, you're going to use hemma, because that means at home. Okay, and I think sometimes, actually quite often, people want to say at home, especially if they have English as their first language, they want to say at home, and then they try and say a preposition, so to replace the at. So they can say, I hear students saying like på hemma or I hemma or something like that, but it's actually not needed. Hemma means at home, so you don't need a special word for at. Okay, and also the same as with hem and the directional verbs, we also have verbs that are kind of indicating a location. It's indicating that you're still, you're not moving, at least not very much. Okay, so these are verbs like bor, you're living. So if you say I'm living at home or I'm staying at home, as in not staying like right now in the lockdown, quarantine, corona days, but like I'm living at home, then you say jag bor hemma. Okay? And also verbs like sover, sleeping, stannar. Here's the one that you would say if you're referring to like you're socially isolating, you're staying at home, you're not going out. Stannar. Jag stannar hemma. I'm staying at home. Är, of course, you are at home. Jag är hemma. Sitter, not moving much then. You're sitting at home, jag sitter hemma. Ligger, maybe even more so, you're lying at home. And står for standing. Okay? You could also use the verb jobbar or arbetar for working here. That is also possible. We sometimes say jag jobbar hemma, which means you're working at home, you're working from home. Okay? But you can also use the origin one here, which is hemifrån. So that means from home. So that one works really well with jobbar or arbetar. Jag jobbar hemifrån. Okay. So yes, so that is the, okay, sorry, I'm just reading a couple of questions here. Hey, vad kul. Hello, hey, everyone. So basically, if there is movement, you use hem. Exactly, that's right. Exactly, Jana. That's exactly right. If there's movement, you use hem. And the movement will be depending on the verb, because the certain verbs have movement in them, if that makes sense. Such as springer, åker, reser, cyklar, kör, kommer, and ringer as well. Those are kind of movement verbs. So I always say to people to think like, okay, so there's two ways of doing this, right? When you're speaking or when you're thinking in Swedish, you can either think, you can get to the hem or hemma, and then you can go, oh, am I moving or not? That's one way of doing it. But I would encourage you to think more about the verb that you're using, okay? So focus on the verb. If you're saying springer or åker or kör or går, so like learn which verbs are movement verbs, and then hem comes after that. And then learn which ones are kind of still, you're in one position, and learn which verbs they are. And then you know that after that comes hemma. Oh, I've got someone knocking on my door. I'm just going to let Daniel in. 1 second, guys. Okay, Daniel's coming in here. Okay, I'm just opening the door. Here we go. Okay. Hey!
Hej!
Hey! Välkommen!
Hej. Tack, tack.
I've just been telling people that I just have like the best Swedish city in the background. What do you got to say to that?
I can only say that you're wrong. There's not much more to say about that.
Oh, I see.
As you can see, I have the big Swedish landmark behind me.
The big Swedish landmark. Yeah. Does anyone know what that landmark is that Daniel's got? Maybe like move out a bit. Yeah. I mean, it is a beautiful building, but actually, Daniel, I've noticed I can see the comments now on this one. So
Really?
yeah, I can see it.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I think I'm using a new version of anyway, it doesn't matter. It's really boring. Yeah, so I've been able to answer a couple of live questions, which is really nice. So yeah, keep asking if you have more questions about it. I'm glad I could be of help, Jana. Super clear. Okay, so Daniel, I've just been talking about hem versus hemma, but I haven't got to the point yet to say that there are other adverbs that use the same distinction of location or direction. So I don't know, we perhaps don't have time to go through all of them, but I was thinking we could maybe go through some of them, perhaps. Shall we talk about här and hit?
Yes,
Perhaps.
let's do that.
Because I think that's a great idea. Because I often hear people who are learning Swedish, and they say, like, when they want to say come here, they say like kom här.
Because that's a more natural way of saying it.
Yeah, because I think when you start learning Swedish as well, you often learn här first, right? So you kind of learn things like jag bor här or something like that. Right. So then you just apply that. But like I was, här and hit, yes, exactly, Sarah, I can see your comment there. Yes, so, but we have to apply the same way of thinking, like I was talking about with hem and hemma. So we have to think about which verbs we're using, okay, and whether those verbs indicate movement or not, okay. So basically, hit is a direction, okay. So the same verbs that I was talking about this earlier before you came in, like the verbs such as åker, reser, cyklar, flyger, kör, kommer, går, ringer, springer. All
which
those
indicate movement.
Yeah, that's what they do. They have like movement built into them. And I think most of them are pretty obvious. I mean, clearly there's movement if you use springer, but sometimes I feel people forget the fact that we in Swedish see kommer as a movement verb and also ringer.
Yeah. So when it comes to ringer, I usually say that it's the signal that you're giving out that is coming. Right?
That's a very good point, because I think like sometimes when you present this like, oh, am I moving or not? And you're thinking, no, I'm sitting on my sofa and I'm calling someone. How could that be movement? But yes, that's right. Signal. Think about the signal. So then with heat, if you're saying kom hit, it's because you're using kommer, the verb kommer, you're saying kom, imperative kom, then you have to say hit. So it's actually wrong to say kom här.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a very common error.
Right. So I just want to add to that, because it's not wrong to say kom här. But I think what most people don't understand is that it doesn't mean the same thing as kom hit.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Are you thinking like kom här nu?
So if I say vi går dit or vi går där are two different things. If you say vi går där, it means that you are there already walking around.
Yes, because it's a location.
That's right. So it's not incorrect. It's just the meaning becomes incorrect because it doesn't reflect what you really want to say.
That's a very good point, actually. That's true. I hadn't actually thought about that. That could be another meaning. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, because if you're saying vi går där, we're walking over there, or we're walking there, but not we're walking to there, to that place. Because then you would say vi går dit, because it's a direction. So we have that kind of här and hit. Här is a location, dit is a direction, to there. And then we have, which one did I say? Här and hit. Här and hit. Där is a location further away from you, there. And dit is to there. I mean, there's a whole list of these, and I think that they're pretty obvious when you kind of think about the whole list of them. But one that I always find a little bit difficult to explain, actually, is fram and framme. I don't know if you find this a bit tricky. It's maybe just how we use fram and fram. So just to set the scene. So fram is fram as a direction is forward.
Something's moving forward.
Yeah. Vi går fram I bussen. We're walking forward in the bus. We're going forward in the bus to a seat just behind the driver or something like that. But framme, I find it quite curious how we use that, because we then say vi är framme, but that doesn't mean we are forward. No, it means like we have arrived at our destination, right? I think that sometimes I find it a little bit strange to explain.
But it can also mean, if you're talking about the bus, where does the bus driver sit? Han sitter där framme.
Där framme
or in the front. So the location of the bus is in the front. So that's when you use framme. Framme
I bussen. Yeah, that's right.
That's
and that's obviously because you're using sitter then, which is a location type of verb. But just that kind of like, I'm thinking about the phrases, you know, like typical like kids in the back of the car, and they're like, när är vi framme, mamma? Which literally means when do we get there? Like when will we be at our destination? Yeah. But it's interesting that we're using the location adverb framme there, because it doesn't feel like it has any links to a forward in the front kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. I don't know. Okay. So yes, so you can You can, hey Des. Oh, hey Des Gibbons. Oh, so lovely to see.
I can see the comments now too.
You can see the comments now too.
I have
This
no
is
idea
amazing.
what's happened. Facebook is working. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
it's fantastic. So that means that we can interact with you guys immediately. So if you write something, we'll see it straight away. Yay.
That is perfect.
Yeah. Yes, so hem and hemma, hit and här, dit och där, fram och framme.
Ut,
And there's
ute, in
ut och
inne.
ute, in och inne, upp och uppe, ner och nere, bort och borta. Yeah, there's loads of them. But like I said in the beginning of this, I have this little lathund or cheat sheet. We have this that I will put as a link under this video when we're done. So you can just download it and you'll get the whole
Did you put
list of them.
inomhus and utomhus on that list by any chance?
Nope.
So
Talk
what
a
is
little bit about
inomhus? Sorry?
Talk a little bit about that.
Should I talk about that? I love to talk about inomhus and utomhus because those are two concepts that a lot of people know a lot about these days.
Yes, especially inomhus.
Especially inomhus. So it is literally, inomhus is literally indoors. And utomhus is outdoors. So when you talk about doing an activity of any kind and you're doing it outside your home, you could do it ute, but you could do it utomhus as well, because it means literally outside house or without house maybe. And inomhus is within the house.
But this one is interesting because, I mean, because you could say, couldn't you say, am I right in thinking, I hope I'm right in thinking this so I'm not saying anything wrong, but like you can certainly use inomhus and utomhus with location verbs, like vi är inomhus och vi är utomhus. But you could say vi går utomhus, can you say that?
Yes, if you are outside walking around.
Walking around, yes, so it's the same principle like you were talking about with vi går där och vi går här. You are already there and you're walking around outdoors. But if you're inside and you want to go out, then you would use ut.
Ut, that's right.
And then when you
thing, sorry.
Would you say, no, I was just thinking, would you say that actually utomhus and ute are synonyms? And inomhus and inne are synonyms?
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
I think they are, yeah. They do mean the same thing.
Yeah.
So they must be synonyms.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a different thing, actually. So when it comes to ut, it's also a part of a preposition. So when you have the tray in the oven with your baked cake, you would take that ut, ur the oven.
Yes, out of.
Yeah. So in this case, you are moving something, but you are moving it out and outside of a container.
Yeah.
So that's why you would use ut, ur.
Yes.
In that particular context.
Yeah, and when you've just made the cake but you haven't baked it yet and you're putting it into the oven, then we also need a preposition.
Yeah, and that is the opposite.
In
i.
Precis. Ut, ur och in i. Yeah. Oh, speaking about prepositions, sorry, I just came to think of it. With upp and ner. Because we often use för, and that doesn't really have, like if you're walking up the stairs, for example, that doesn't really have a preposition in English. You wouldn't say you walk up, you just say you walk up the stairs or up the hill if you're walking up a hill. But often in Swedish we say upp för trappan and upp för
that's actually true. Yeah, we do say upp för trappan.
Upp för trappan and ner för as well.
But it's only with stairs, isn't it?
Wouldn't you say Jag går upp för backen. Because you can't just say jag går upp backen.
No.
No, you need the
I
för.
will probably say jag går backen upp actually. But that's me. But yeah, but I do think upp för backen is probably what most people except
Upp för
me would say.
backen, ner för backen, upp för trappan, ner för trappan. Yeah, I feel like we often stick in a little för.
I wonder why we use för.
I know, right? Because I've only thought about it when I've been talking about these things with students, and then they say, jag gick upp backen, and I'm thinking, no. There's a för there, but I can't really explain why. Why? No. So that one I think is interesting.
It's a mystery even to us.
It's a mystery to us, even to us. Well, nerför, uppför, nerför, in i, ut, ur. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are the main kind of tricky prepositions that we use with those direction, adverbs of direction.
And yeah, we're talking about prepositions now. One preposition that a lot of people have problems with, I mean, except for all the prepositions, I would say when things are inside the house or outside the house. So if you have something on the ceiling on the outside, or if you have something on the ceiling on the inside of the house. So in English, we have conveniently created two different words for it. So we have ceiling and roof, whereas in Swedish, we don't have that.
No,
it's a strange background. It's the best background. What are you saying?
Was that a comment? That's so funny.
Konstig bakgrund.
Konstig bakgrund. No. Well, I think he meant your background, not mine, definitely.
Weather is beautiful in my background. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Lots of people outside as well, not keeping their social distancing.
No, exactly. Naughty. Yeah, so
anyway.
So he's saying kidding. Josef. Okay, so yes. So, I mean, I make this mistake. I have to admit, I make this mistake sometimes in English. I just say roof for both. But of course, in Swedish,
really?
it's just talk. Yeah, I can sometimes just like get them mixed up. Because, of course, in Swedish, we just say talk. And then I'm like, oh, no, roof. No, ceiling. But anyway, so, yeah, you were going to say if something is on the roof or...
Yeah, so I was just thinking about this when we're talking about ut and ute, because when you have something on the roof, like a chimney.
On top of, kind of.
Yeah, on top of the roof, it's på taket.
På taket, yeah.
But if you have a lamp, hanging from the ceiling, it's i taket.
Yeah, that one is really weird. Lampan hänger i taket.
I
taket. That's very strange.
And this goes for everything that is inside the house. So if you have something standing by the window inside the house, it's also i fönstret.
Yeah, you mean like on the windowsill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's i fönstret.
Yeah.
And if it's on the outside, it's på fönstret, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Och på fönsterbrädet, if you want to be specific.
Yeah, of course.
For the windowsill, but
it's kind of the same preposition, but it's depending on if it's on the outside or if it's inside the house.
Precis.
So most of our prepositions kind of make that distinction rather than creating a whole new vocabulary for the things. Yes, German is much stranger than Swedish.
Yes.
And I was never able to learn German properly, unfortunately.
Nej, me neither. Actually, I never tried. I dabbled with French, but that was it. Det var länge sedan.
Det var länge sedan.
Ja, det var väldigt länge sedan. Oh, how long ago was it actually? Oh no, I don't want to think about that.
So we were talking about my background. Just to get back to that, did we say what the background was?
No, I think we asked I think we asked if anyone, well, I asked anyway, does anyone know what the place behind Daniel is called, the building? Because it's a very famous building from his home city.
It's actually one of those wonders of the world, I believe.
Is it on the UNESCO World Heritage List?
Yeah,
by any
from last year.
I'm not sure.
But they're not using it anymore. Unfortunately, they are talking about closing it permanently, which is
really?
shame. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a shame.
So
I don't think anyone knows what it is, actually, by the looks of it.
Doesn't look that way. It's called Fiskekyrka, and they were selling fish inside.
But the funny thing
church.
Yeah, the fish church. I mean, it's a beautiful building. It's gorgeous. But the funny thing is, because you have to add a bit of Göteborgska here, right?
Yeah, you do.
You
it's
have
spelled
to
very differently than churches.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Yes, exactly. Oh, yes. Okay, so I think we have like a little delay on. I think there's still like a delay from Zoom to.
Yeah.
We're getting Fiskekyrka up here as answers. Yes, you're so right. Fiskekyrka, but I find it funny that it's like, I mean, because in proper Swedish it would be Fiskekyrkan. Oh, he has to go. Fiskekyrkan with an I, because fisk is obviously fish, but for some reason they spell it with an E, Fiske, which sounds so much like the Göteborg dialect. And kyrka, I mean, kyrka is, as you know, probably spelt with Y, kyrka, but I'm just saying the spelling of it reflects a bit of the Göteborg dialect, I think. Yes. Yes, it is sad that it's closing, definitely. Yes, hail the fish, exactly. It's a church for honoring fish. Yeah. Can you hear me, Daniel? Oh no, he can't hear me. Okay, I'll just keep talking a little bit more, but we're going to wrap up in a moment anyway. I hope that you found this fairly useful. Can you hear me, Daniel? Can you hear me? No, you can't hear me. No, he can't hear me. Okay. I will be wrapping up, and I hope you found this useful in terms of the hem versus hemma and här and hit and där and dit. And I'll put a link to the free download that you can download, a long list of them, and print that out or save it somewhere where you can see it often to remind yourself. And yeah, also I wanted to just quickly say that I posted about it in the group the other day, but I have been working on a resource library for on our website. So if you just go to our website, you'll find lots of like free downloads. I put lots of, Daniel's coming back again, lots of, I'm just wrapping up, Daniel.
Oh, okay. I got some technical issues.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I was just mentioning about the resource library that I think you should go and check out. I've put up loads of the free downloads that we have there. They're all collected and gathered in one place. There's also lots of videos there. So just go to swedishmadeeasy.com and you'll see there's a big thing there that says resource library. Just click on that and you'll get straight to it. So there's a lot of great resources there, free stuff that you can just have a look at. Yes, trevligt att se. Well, I'm not seeing you, Sarah, but I hope you're doing okay with work and stuff.
Hail the fish, I agree.
Hail the fish. Oh. Yes, okay. Well, yeah. Ska vi säga så?
Vi säger så.
Vi säger så. That's that. Or what did you say the last time? That's all, folks.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think so. Or
maybe I did. Yeah, let's say that again.
Yeah. Vi säger så. I Yeah, I wonder how to turn this off. I have no idea because this has, oh yeah, I found the button. Sorry, I'm a bit ditzy today. I've drank too much coffee. Okay.
Yeah, I just finished my 3rd cup today or something.
Me too.
Mm.
Okay, well, we
Okay.
shall hopefully be back soon with another live video where we discuss something grammatically tricky or something like that. So
Something very interesting with
yes.
another interesting background.
Absolute. I can feel a competition coming on here between us, like who can find the most beautiful beauty spots in our respective home cities.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up Slottsskogen next time.
Well, then I put up Djurgården. So
You do that.
Mm.
Let's see how that goes.
Okay, I'm going to end this live stream now. Thanks for watching. I hope you find it useful and vi
Thanks
ses
for coming.
snart. Yes, thanks for coming. Okay, hej då.
Hej då.